Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life in the crazy freaking life that is the digital asset space. So what is going on right now? David Schwartz, some interesting stuff this morning, or maybe late last night on Twitter about Ledger. Shared a very, very interesting interview from, I guess, the CEO, co-CEO, or co-founder. Look, it doesn't matter. They did what they did, and they did it for a reason. Like I said on the live stream yesterday, that's a big challenge, for sure. It's a big challenge, and I do believe that this was not a business decision. I really look. This is if it was a strictly business decision, and people didn't show up at their door, right? If U.S. entities didn't just show up at their door, and this was a business decision, this was a really, really bad business decision, because this service cost. So this was a way to get money. Now, it was a way to get money. Now, look, if they feel like this is just a bunch of older people who are not interested in seed phrase stuff, maintenance, care, right? If they feel like that is it, right? People just not going to be interested in doing that, then it was a really bad business decision. Right? Hey, people make bad business decisions. I don't think it's that. I think it was the people U.S. entities knocked on this, showed up at their doorstep and said, hey, what's going on with this? Like, we're not very, very cool with this, what you got going on. That's what I think, and I think a negotiation was made. That's me personally. That's what I think, for sure, because this whole idea of not getting access to your stuff, like today, like I'm amazed at the amount of people that don't realize that government agencies today have complete 1,000% autonomy over your funds. Like, and people think now, because it's crypto, that somehow this is invasion, or this is privacy, or what are you talking about? They have that access to your stuff right now. Right now. Everyone seems to be living their life and doing okay and doing good, but all of a sudden, once we get into the digital asset space, they think now it's this big privacy thing. Well, people say, well, it's the fiat dollar. They don't really know. But the bottom line is, you put your fiat dollar in a bank, you've lost control of your money. That's the bottom line. Like, okay, so they don't know when you spend $5, but they know where your $5 is. They know where your money is. And once you put it in a bank, you've given up access. You've given up control. Once you put your money with a financial firm, trust me, I know, you've lost control of the money. And you're hedging. You're taking your 5, your 7, your 9% interest per year. You're hedging, you're risking, you're putting it at risk. But you've lost control. That financial firm goes under, you don't have access to your money. You don't have access to your money. This is why being on open source platforms where you have complete control over your stuff is important. This service is a bad move. Look, there are other great hardware wallets out there. Trezor's pretty good. Cobalt Vault's pretty good. Right? Those are pretty good. Zum Wallet, I think for me, the future is 1,000% going to be things like the Zum Wallet. Because, you have complete everything's just on the blockchain. It's on the blockchain. That's what you want. You want your stuff on the blockchain, with you having the only access to it. So I'm trying to understand this whole thing with the Ripple CBDC. I go back and forth on this one. I really, really do. And I ask myself, is Ripple for me or against me? Right? Is Ripple the company for me or against me? Central bank digital currencies are any anyone with half a brain knows that is a form of control. Anyone with half a brain knows that. So my thing is, why would you go out where you're a big proponent of open source public blockchains, where, you know, it's lies on the blockchain, no one can get to it unless you give them access to it, and then go out and do the CBDC thing, which is a form of control? I get torn. And here's what I understand. That Ripple the company is looking out for Ripple the company, and you as an XRP holder have to look out for you as an XRP holder. You know, so it's mind-boggling for me to hear content creators promote the prowess of Ripple and CBDCs, but then out the other side of the mouth talking about the privacy thing. Like, which one is it? I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I do recognize this. Look, Ripple has some priorities, and its number one priority is its shareholders. Number two priority is the company itself and its employees. The number three priority is XRP holders. So you got to get that. So my thing again is, how are you protecting yourself? How are you protecting yourself and your assets? And I just talked about this on a live stream. You know, Fourth Amendment rights have been breached. I think he said, Jeremy Hogan said, look to the 10th Amendment and see what's going on with your state. I think he said 10th Amendment. Might have been 5th, might have been 10th. Can't remember. But look how the state is going to be treating you. It's going to be massively important how the state treats you. If you're in the digital asset space, what's your state's feeling on crypto? It's very, very, very important that we figure that out. So again, I'm torn. Is Ripple for us or against us with this whole CBDC thing? So interesting stuff. So obviously most of us are not fans of CBDCs. This is why we need more options of assets to hold and not less assets to hold. So let's not just pray for El Salvador. Let's promote the fact that they've decided that Bitcoin, they made this, this currency thing, and they decided that they're going to go with this thing where comes with the monetary policy. People don't understand that Bitcoin is the monetary policy that people are interested in. It's the monetary policy behind it, not necessarily the technology. This technology will improve over time, although it's very, very slow. Right, but it's the monetary policy. It's saying yes to Bitcoin is saying no to this whole fiscal and monetary policy of inflation. Well, who came up with that one? Why do we say that was necessary? Right? And so this whole idea of printing money into oblivion, did we say yes to that? Did we get a chance to vote on this printing press? We didn't get a chance. Saying yes to Bitcoin is saying no to fiscal policy and monetary policy of governments and central banks who can't get it right. It's not about the technology. Right? It's not about the technology. It's about other options for us to choose our own form of money, how we want to store that money, and the monetary policy that comes along with it. We got to correct the content creators in the comments. Got to correct them, and it's not about the technology. So make sure letting the content creators in the space know that it's not about the technology. Because one technology is just going to be better than the other. Google is just going to be better than Yahoo. Yahoo is just going to be a little bit better than Bing, right? DuckDuckGo, right? It's technology. But don't you want more choices? What happens if we just got stuck with Google? Couldn't they look to begin to monopolize things? Because you got no other choices? You got to pay attention to that. So, understanding that the XRPL ledger will have other people in the space trying to grab market share is awesome. I don't think it's competition. Competition is to me, it's just a made up thing. You're either being creative and producing or you're not. What is competition? Is like a made up thing. You're either being creative or you're not, right? So competition doesn't make the world better. Creativity makes the world better, right? Creativity makes the world better. So interesting stuff to hear. G. Edward Griffin, I believe his name is, the author of The Creature from Jekyll Island. Great book. Fascinating to see that there's people who haven't read that book who are like 40 years old. Fascinating. But anyway, my guy David hadn't read that book from Social Proof. I was like, what the? You're teaching people how to become entrepreneurs. How could you not read that book? What are they becoming entrepreneurs doing? Trading tomatoes? No, they're trading money, fiat dollar. How could you not have read that book? In any case, I digress. So Daniela Camboni, I get baffled about the people who went through the United States education system and just challenged with pronouncing people's names. Is like, what is going on? Anyway, so she's from Stansberry Research. So she's interviewing Mr. Griffin, and he's like, CBDCs is really just about a form of control. We all know that. We've already known that. This is why I'm kind of torn with the whole Ripple thing. Just to be honest, just full transparency. Like I'm torn with Ripple and this whole CBDC thing, right? I don't get excited about, launching this platform, and it's just it's a company move and shareholder move. But what about the people? Like, I'm not trying to hang out with a CBDC. And I get it that I guess the rationale is that it's coming. Governments and our central banks are gonna, this is going to happen. And if you're a business, it makes sense for the business. Right? Definitely makes sense for the business, but yeah. As a retail, everyday, average Joe and Jane, I'm not excited about it. So, whether they get it right or wrong in the beginning doesn't matter, because they can still get it wrong in the future. Right? So, we'll see. I'm not hanging out with a CBDC. I'm not hanging out with, give me my stable coin and give me my digital assets. I'm not hanging out with a CBDC. I don't want your CBDC in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Don't want it. Don't give me 2 for 1. I know this whole idea, well, if you got $1, we'll give you 2 CBDC. I don't want it, man. Like, I don't want it personally. But it's a very, very interesting interview. And the guy, Mr. Griffith, seems like a very, very sincere guy, for sure. So he's like, when he said that form of control for, controlling the people, without question, we got to just, like, there's just, we got to get that what's going on with this country and other countries in terms of, you can call them the elite or whoever, but these, he said something, Mr. Griffith said something that I thought was really important. He said it used to be that the governments and regulators had regulated the banks. But now the banks, especially the private banks, are regulating the government. Fascinating that shift has happened. Doesn't it feel that way? This whole thing about Ripple, don't you get what that was about? That was the bank saying to powers that be, this is our golden goose here. This friction in the system is the golden goose. You got this company, Ripple, trying to eliminate friction, which is cutting the head, breaking the neck of the golden goose. We got to do something about that. Like, a lot of people don't get that. That's what this is all about. These private central banks, if you will, banks and private central banks. That's what this is about. It's not about some other thing. Security is the XRP being secure. Come on. This, how I know it's about that? Because why sue Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson? I'll tell you why. Because when all those people from JP Morgan showed up at Ripple, they just kindly showed them the door. After they listened to, hey, we want some of what you got. That conversation. We want some of what you got. This whole decentralized thing. We own this space. We want some of what you got. We'll let you hang out with us. We won't take all of it, but we want a lot of it. And Ripple was like, no, I'm not good with that. So that's what that was about. And so when Ripple said no, the power, they got together with the powers to be, the banks, the JP Morgans of the world, the cities of the world, and brought this lawsuit. What entity can we use to bring the lawsuit? Cool, let's do it. That's what that's about. So very, very interesting stuff. It was cool to see David Schwartz offer suggestions for Ledger to fix some stuff. I know a lot of people kind of disappointed because Ledger had been the go-to place for custody access, but this whole idea that you can be subpoenaed if you take the service, the state can be subpoenaed, and now they can get access to your funds through these third parties. That's just not great. It's not a great move, Ledger. It's not a great move. But my whole point is, again, did they just wake up one morning and decide to deal with this? I doubt it. I really, really do doubt it. I think that people showed up at their door the same way that people showed up at the door at Ripple. And Ripple had to make changes and pay fines. That's what I think. Because this whole recovery thing it's in complete opposite of Ledger's philosophy. How do you come up with a service that's in complete opposite of your philosophy? It's kind of, which makes me think that some people showed up at their door. But in any case, check your states, see if they're crypto friendly. Number one enemy in the digital asset space, I think we've all known this, is Elizabeth Warren. Without question, is Elizabeth Warren. Hey, when you understand how the Congress works and the bought and paid for thing, when you understand that, it's like, when do we come up with solutions for it? This whole bought and paid for country is becoming a corporation. We always have to remember, and I love this quote, that every patriot must be prepared to defend its country against this government. That's a very powerful statement. I hope you understand that reality. Put that vote where your generational wealth lies. Hope we're all paying attention to the side of the aisle in general that's for crypto, and the side of the aisle in general that's not for crypto. I hope you get it. I'm not putting my vote because my mom put her vote somewhere, or my grandpa put his vote somewhere, and do some historical family voting thing, or some historical whatever that word's called, ethnicity thing. I haven't done that since I was joined the United States military. No. If you're not for me, no. It's not happening. So there it is, guys. That's the word on the street. I guess this is your XRP Ripple drive time news. I guess you could say that. Been a really, really cool hangout. Get ready to hop into the gym again. I got Mastermind here at 1:30. Got to get on and hop on that for sure. Excited. I'm getting ready to head out to Florida for a big time mastermind. That's going to be really cool. So in any case, guys, check your state, see if it's pro crypto or not. Texas is doing this thing. I'm happy, baby. I'm happy. Saying no to another lead came in. Cool. Saying no to freaking the CBDCs. Saying no to CBDCs. Kind of like it. Saying yes to Bitcoin mining. I kind of like it. State of Texas. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, guys, this is going to wrap it up. This has been your XRP Ripple Drive Time News in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope it has been valuable to you. If it has, do me a favor. Hit that like button, would you please? And please consider subscribing to the channel so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I are already winning. Have a great rest of the day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.